will help towards promoting growth, especially mass, throughout the entire quadricep and also hamstring region. It hits the 3 quads here in the front, also the thigh bicep, or we sometimes call it the hamstring. Okay? The narrow stance, I feel, is much more effective. It's when coming down, by having a narrow stance, you're going to be able to pull these muscles into play, the inner thigh into play, the inner teardrop, and also the inner and upper thigh into play. It's a very awkward way to do a squat, but I feel it's the most effective way.
Why do some people stand with the board underneath their head?
By using the board, I feel that is incorrect form. A lot of people say, well, I have pain in the lower back. That's why I use the board.
Is it cheating?
It's cheating. It's almost like leaning forward, which is not going to alleviate the problem.
Okay.
What you need to do is lower the weight, start off from the beginning, fresh, clean, learn to use the proper stance, and always the method of putting the heels flat on the floor. When you're doing squats, the heels should remain flat on the floor. Never, when on the way down, should the heels come up off the floor. That is an incorrect way to do squats. You end up putting a lot of stress on the lower back. As I emphasized earlier, the importance of using the belt while doing pressing exercises, especially shoulders, is also very important to use them while doing squats, even more so, because the lower back is involved as well as the thighs. There again, pyramid. Make sure that when you begin, it's a weight that you're able to control. It's not too strenuous on the joints. By now, the knees should be partially warm from doing leg extensions. Okay? Now, what I'm about to do is a narrow stance. This is the type of stance that I've used from day one in order to help develop my thighs to the point that they are now. Keeping the knees pointed straight ahead. Arch the back on the way down, head up at all times. And always gradually go down. Lower the weight in a controlled fashion. Not too fast. There again, not too slow.
Lee, I noticed when you do your squats, you squat down so your thighs are roughly parallel to the floor. I've seen a lot of guys go below parallel. Is that incorrect to do that?
Parallels is enough. To go below parallel it's not necessary, I feel, especially for a taller person. A shorter guy, A-okay, no problem. But you want to always be very careful not to put too much stress upon the joints. If you're going to go below parallel, make sure that you're controlled. Okay. Leg presses are excellent for isolating the thigh muscles, isolating the quadriceps and also the hamstring. Now, what it will enable you to do is to get the most out of each and every repetition, whereas squats being the